Hi, I'm Tom Garrett, candidate for Congress in Virginia's 5th District. Now, thank you for watching this video. To the extent that it costs us anything, it's paid for and authorized by me. Tonight I want to talk to you all about homeschooling and education. You know, my two daughters attended a evangelical Protestant Christian school, one through 5th grade and the other through 8th. They left because the extracurricular activity opportunities were far, far greater than what they experienced in the school that had a K-12 enrollment of about 100 students. And why was that? Well, that's because Virginia has yet to join legions of other states that have recognized that our children, for whom we pay taxes, should be entitled to avail themselves of the services offered in our public schools. That's why for 3 of the last 5 years, I've carried Virginia's TIBO bill, or as I like to call it, the Equal Access Bill. Recently, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the gender identity that you're born with by virtue of your physical character traits could not stop you from using whatever bathroom you chose. Shortly after that, we were unable to override Terry McAuliffe's veto of my TIBO bill, and I commented that it's a sad tragedy when the physical character traits that you're born with can't stop you from using whatever bathroom you choose, but your faith decisions can stop you from using a soccer field. You see, we've stood on this wall and we've fought for educational choice, for homeschoolers, for charter schools. In fact, Virginia has great public schools, and yet they're not all great. So many times I've stood on the floor of the General Assembly and listened to Democrats say, something needs to be done, but this isn't it, and yet offer no options. Folks in Petersburg, in downtown Richmond, and Norfolk, minority communities are being poorly served by their schools, and the Democrats won't lift a finger to help. And it's constantly been a conservative from Buckingham County who stands up and says the fundamental right, the fundamental and sole entitlement of an American-born citizen is the equality of opportunity. And we fought for that, and we have the voting record to prove it. So whether it's homeschools or charter schools, when our children aren't being well served by our schools, then the schools, they're doing a disservice to our children. In fact, our children aren't failing the schools are failing them. In 2015, 3 major educational reforms were undertaken in Virginia. 1, to eliminate the 140-hour seat requirement that students were held to on certain classes. You know, when I was in the Army, we said we trained to standard, not to time. That meant that if it took 150 hours to master subject matter, that's how long we took. But if it only took 70, that's how long we took. The ridiculous 140-hour seat requirement was eliminated in 2015. Another, to roll back the overly burdensome SOL burden on our students, to take away some of the tests, and that bill passed. And yet another, to allow expedited retakes in schools and circumstances where children failed by maybe 1 or 2 questions. All 3 bills passed in 2015, and I was the patron of all 3 bills. So whether it's fighting for school equity for our underserved young people in urban areas, whether it's fighting for equality of opportunity for our homeschoolers, or whether it's fighting to ensure that we continue to have amongst the finest schools in the nation unimpacted by ridiculous, unauthorized federal overreach like No Child Left Behind, I am the only candidate in the 5th District who can say, well done is better than well said. Folks, if you support me on May 14th, you won't have to wonder what kind of warrior you're sending to Washington. We have a record to rely on. We have promises made, and we have promises kept. I'm Tom Garrett, and I'm asking for your support at the Republican Convention on May 14th. Thank you.